What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So just want to talk to you real quick in this video and tell you some reasons why I think the Galaxy S8 Plus is actually a pretty decent purchase. Now, let's rule out the things of why it's not a decent purchase first. Why it's not the best purchase is price. Now, I have the unlocked version here that retails for $824 directly from Samsung. This is where I got it from. And you can also get that from Best Buy and probably Amazon or something like that. However, if you're a carrier version, that's actually going to cost you $850 and cost you a little bit more. Now, there's also variants of this phone that are, like the international model, and they cost eight to $1,000, depending on how people sell them. The 128 gig, 6 gig model is definitely selling for a lot more, like between $1,100 to $1,500. It just depends on the seller. But this is the most affordable version of the Plus that I think is a great purchase if you have the funds to do so. Is the $824 of all those that we're talking about, because I don't think that performance will be an issue with the Snapdragon 835 at this point. I've done a lot of testing, and I just don't have any problems with the 835 at all. But price is a reason why I would tell you to stay away from this phone, because you're not getting much more in performance than most of the devices out there that are running the Snapdragon 820 and 821. And if you start to look at Huawei devices, the Kirin 960, whoa, that is a fantastic processor, and the performance on those phones are fantastic. Mate 9 Crew, I see you. So price is kind of a deterrent for a lot of people, and I don't blame you. Another thing about this phone that might deter you away from it is probably going to be the size of it. Now, this isn't the smallest phone here, but it is a small phone. So here's the S8, the regular S8. And you can see it's just a hair bigger than the S8, but it has a bigger screen too. Now here's a phone like the Ultra, which is a really tall and wide phone. I really like the width of the Ultra though, but the size of it, it's not the smallest device. Let's just be honest about it, but it is one of the more comfortable devices to hold in the hand because it's very narrow. Now, you're probably thinking, Jay, what do you like about it? Well, definitely, I posted on Twitter the other day, I think earlier this morning, I'm sorry, that it's official. I really like the screen on the S8 Plus. Now, the S8 has a fantastic screen. It's just a 5.8-inch display. You do get a higher pixel count and resolution with the smaller one, but the bigger one, the 6.2-inch display, it's just great that they decided to fit this entire screen in this particular body. Now, you're not actually getting all of that 6.2 inches when you're using the phone, but you are getting it when you're watching media content, videos, YouTube, Netflix, just whatever you're watching. This going to be a video of some sort. You are getting all of that. And then on some games, you get all of the screen resolution, or you get all the 6.2-inch display. But the display on this device, I got to tell you, it is actually really solid. We all know that Samsung makes some of the best displays out there. And it's just no getting around that. Now, I do have a tempered glass on here from Zizo Wireless, and I was going to talk about that in another video. But I got to tell you, my tempered glasses that I've used, the Zizo Wireless tempered glass has been the one that I like the most. As you can see, I still have it on here. I normally would have taken it off already, but it works so well with cases, and I've been using it with all these different cases. Now, this is a Zizo Wireless case, so obviously going to work with this one. But I've also been using it with my battery case, which is a 5,500 milliamp hour battery case, and it works just fine with this. I've been using this, man. Let me tell you. I was going to do a giveaway for this, but I was like, man, forget that, So this is actually a fast charging case as well. And I didn't mention that in the video, but it is a fast charging case. So it is a fast charging. I don't know what that is. It is a fast charging case, and the tempered glass on here works well with it. Now, this does make this phone a lot bulkier, but you don't have anything to worry about. I think you'll really like once you start putting cases on this phone, because the phone is so thin and so long that it just works. So the screen on here, beautiful. The next thing I like about this phone is the camera quality. And the camera quality is right up there at the highest of highest. I mean, it is really solid, and I can appreciate what Samsung is doing. I'm going to compare it. I compared the S8 next to the S7. I use my S7. I really like this phone. Let me tell you, I like this phone. And I just have a clear carbon fiber skin on there. There's a video that I put up on both of these, so be sure to check that out, guys. I put videos up on these. People ask these questions when watching other videos and they see the back of my phones. These are just clear carbon fiber skins, and they're very affordable, $3, and it makes your phone feel good in the hand, and it gives your phone a new look. You can see that. You know, the camera quality on here is really good. Is it superior to every phone on the market? No. I think Sony cameras on, especially the Sony's XZS, I think it just destroys this camera. And then also there's been comparisons of the U11. It takes down this camera. But you know, I just think other OEMs have caught on and say, you know what, Samsung's great. They always market their cameras, but we have something too. You know, we've got great cameras too, and let us show you. So I will be comparing the cameras on the U11 for sure to Samsung's cameras on here on my channel because, well, that's just the right thing to do. The Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus has great cameras, a great screen, and the overall build quality of this phone is nice, but I still like the build quality on the S7 and the G6. That type of flat sides, like the metal, you can feel the metal chassis on there. I like this form factor a lot better. And this does have a curved back, mind you. So if Samsung would have stuck to this design for their newest, it would have won way more people over. Just having that curved back makes it feel better in the hand, and then the flat sides, I'm really a fan of that. But build quality on this phone is good. It's just not top notch for me, that is, in my personal preference. But where this phone works very well also is the front camera. Now, the front camera shoots in 2K, and I've actually been pretty excited about that. So some people don't do a lot of 2K recording, but I do. I think shooting in 2K is actually really good. It's really clear. Not as it's a difference than 60 frames per second because you get more motion and it looks a lot better. I like to do all of my videos in 60 frames per second if possible. I just feel like, you know, the front and rear cameras, my experience with them are actually really good. You know, it doesn't matter that I'm saying that they're not as good as other devices because for the average consumer, these cameras are going to be mind-blowing. I mean, mind-blowing. And, you know, that's really who Samsung is targeting. They're not targeting techies who are going to really critique the phones a lot and talk about the bad things about them or the things that are not so great. They're going after the average consumer. But they just need us, reviewers, to tell you to go buy it, which, you know, I can only recommend certain things, you know. But, yeah, so the screen and the cameras are really good. Battery life I'm testing right now. I tested it on the 1080p setting, and here were my final stats. So I got 23 hours and 10 minutes, 2 seconds on a single charge. This is at the 1080p setting. And then I ended up, right before it closed out, I had 5% left, and I ended up getting 6 hours and 12 minutes of screen on time. Now, here was what, at 9%, I had 22 hours and 42 minutes. So I basically got another 30 minutes out of this phone of screen on time, as you can see there. Pretty much just got another 30 minutes, you know, with 4%. And that's actually pretty decent. That's actually pretty good. You can see my setup here. I just have the basic social media stuff out front on all my devices. I have some music. Definitely need that business folder. And I just have that games folder there just because. But, you know, overall, I think the performance of the Snapdragon 835 on this device is doing pretty good. Now, I did a test in the apps section where it takes longer to load. And you can see here, the Snapdragon 835 just takes a little bit longer to load. For some reason in this particular screen. I don't know what that's about, but it's all, I'm going in there constantly doing things with the application, stopping things, starting stuff, just doing anything I need to do in there. I go in there for whatever particular reason, and that is what I'm faced with. But that's not a deterrent for me because I think overall the Snapdragon 835 definitely shines in gaming, in VR. Man, I tested with VR and the device stays cool. It is really cool to the touch, even after an hour of VR. Now, that's just my experience, but if anybody else has done VR with this phone, please let me know how your experience has been because my experience with VR has been fantastic. And I'm not even a VR person, but I just did it for testing purposes. But it's really solid, man. I can't lie. The performance on here is definitely really, really good. I have no complaints about the Snapdragon 835. I just got to tell you though, you won't get this amazing, mind-blowing upgrade if you're coming from the Snapdragon 821. You know, so keep that in mind. So if you have a phone like the G6 or any of the Snapdragon 820 devices, you're not going to get mind-blowing, drop-dead, you're not going to get, don't go in expecting that you're going to be wowed by performance. And, because you've seen all these videos with app opening and all that. I don't really like those videos because I don't think they prove anything. But it just shows that one phone can snap open something and start it faster than the other. But it's like a millisecond, so it's not even worth doing to me. That's just what I feel about it. But respect to those people who do those types of videos. I don't see the point in them, though. But overall, this performance on this thing is really good. I still think that TouchWiz has its downsides, but just a quick discussion about this phone. I really think it's a great contender in today's market, and I'm really excited. I was going to compare it against my Ultra, but I've already compared the Ultra against the S, the regular small one. I kind of favor the U Ultra in a lot of ways. Especially the cameras and audio, and and it'll probably be the same for this one. The only thing I could possibly try to do is battery life and display, and that would probably be it. Maybe I'll do that comparison, but nonetheless, just a quick video, just pointing out just a few things and reasons why I think this phone is a really good purchase at the moment for people who can afford to buy it. And when I say who can afford to buy it, I don't mean that you don't have the money. I mean that you're willing to spend the money on it. We can all afford to buy it, I guess I should say. I should use another terminology. Most people can afford to buy these because there's a lot of options out there for financing through carriers. So you can definitely get this phone financed through a carrier with zero interest, and zero money down in most cases. But I just choose to purchase unlocked anywhere that I can on a device. But if there's a great deal, I'll grab it on a carrier now, but then I'll just unlock it. So case in point, this beautiful LG G6 that I'm recording with. The LG G6 has turned out to be one of my favorite cameras, and I've actually replaced my S7. My S7 was my camera of choice for doing YouTube recordings for like unboxings and things like that. And I've now retired this bad boy, and the G6 has taken over. The G6 has fantastic microphones. As you can see, I don't use an external microphone with the G6, and I can adjust wide angle. I'm not all the way in wide angle mode, but the camera has wide angle, and I think the cameras on the G6 are just really great. I love being able to shoot in manual mode and control the audio and the picture quality and just everything. I can choose the bit rate, everything. It's really good. And so I think the quality is very good with the G6 for doing videos. So when I do my HTC U11 unboxing, I'm probably going to use the S8, and I'm going to do it probably in 4K or 2K. I haven't decided yet, but I want to start getting some things done with this camera right here. And that's probably where I'll debut like a full video being done by the S8 Plus's rear camera. So, and possibly some of the front. But there are camera samples up on my channel. I just posted those today. It's May 2nd, so I don't know when you're watching this video, but there are camera samples. The video just went live on this on May 2nd for my channel. So I think Samsung produces fantastic quality products. Just those few things about this phone, I feel like it would deter people away, is how big the phone is. And then you have the smaller version if you don't like how big this phone is. And just this chassis and this build quality isn't as top notch and good feeling as the S7 and the S7 Edge were, in my opinion. So it's your man Jay Will. Just a few reasons. A quick, probably not so quick. I don't know how long I've been recording, but I love doing discussion videos because I like to hear what you guys think, about these products that you're spending your hard-earned money on. And I think the OEMs should start listening, to you guys. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. And I guess I could title this Some Reasons to Buy or Some Reasons That I Like It. I don't know. We'll see. Well, you will. You've already seen it because you're watching the video. It's your man Jay Will. I'm out.